Hello students, welcome to the 7th video class of light. Now we had seen the two different types of lenses, that is convex lens and concave lens. These are the two types of spherical lenses. Now we know that the spherical lens, that is convex lens, is thick at middle and thin at the edges, and the concave lens is thin at the middle and thick at the surfaces. The next point to study is how this spherical lenses create an images. As we had seen in the previous classes, the images formed by the spherical lenses. Similar way, we have to study the images created by the spherical lenses. To study this, we need to study how the light ray incident is refracted from the spherical mirror. To study the refraction, we need to keep the two basic rules that we had studied about refraction, that is to be keep in mind. Let us first consider the case of convex lens. Here I had shown the three different figures. In these three different figure, you can see that the three different ray I had taken. Let us take the first figure for the case. Here you can see that the convex lens whose optical center is O, and there are two focal points f1 and f2, which are the center of two spherical surfaces. Now you can see that an incident ray which is coming from the left side and which is parallel to the principal axis of converging lens. Here converging lens is the convex lens. So the light ray is coming parallel to the principal axis, is refract through the lens and travel to the focal point on the opposite side of the lens. So you can see that the light ray is coming from the left side of the figure. It refracts from the lens and it travels then to the focal point f2. So whatever the light coming parallel to the principal axis are passing through the focal point. Take a second figure. In this figure, any incident ray traveling through the focal point. So you can see that I had taken the incident ray on the left hand side, which is passing through the focal point f1. Now when the light ray is passing through the focal point f1, an incident on a spherical lens is, after refraction, it travel parallel to the principal axis, which is the exactly opposite to the first figure. Now take the third figure. Here you can see that we had taken an incident ray directly to the optical center O of the lens. So here the incident ray that passes through the center of the lens, that is the optical center of the lens, will direct to continue in the same direction when it enters through the lens, and which is not following any refraction through it. So it passes exactly straight line. So this is how the light is refracting from the convex lens, which is converging lens. Next we will study the concave lens. The concave lens is the diverging lens. Here again take the three different rays. First, which is parallel to the principal axis. So check out the first figure. In this figure, the incident ray traveling parallel to the principal axis of diverging lens is refract through the lens and travel in line with the focal point So after refracting, it goes away from the lenses. But if we backtrack that in the dotted line, you can see that ray is passing through the focal point f1. Yes, it is. So the direction of such that it is an extension will pass through the focal point f1. Now take the second figure. In the second figure, you can see that the incident ray is directed towards the focal point 2 on the other side, but in between there is a lens. So when the incident ray traveling to the focal point on the way to the lens, it will refract through the lens, and after refraction it travels parallel to the principal axis. So again it is exactly opposite to the first figure. And as we had seen in the convex lens, the third figure indicate that the ray which is passing through the optical center of the lens will in effect continue in the same direction and will not follow any refraction and will not obey any refraction and passes in a straight line. So these are the basic rules of reflection for the converging lens and diverging lens. Now let us consider the images, type of images that are created by the convex lens. Here I had separated this figure in each slide. So first we'll take that the object is placed at infinity from the convex lens. Now object is placed on the left hand side of the lens, which is far at infinity. So it is assumed that all the rays are coming from the infinity are considered to be parallel to the principal axis, and as we had seen earlier slide that all the rays coming parallel to the principal axis, after reflection it meets on the focal point on the another side of the lens. So you can see that all the rays after refracting, it is meet on focal point f2, and so we can say that the image is highly diminished, means very small in size, it is real and it is inverted. So this is the first case for the convex lens. Let us consider the second figure. Here we had placed the object AB. You can see in the left hand side of the lens, the object AB is placed beyond 2 times f1. Now what is 2 times f1? Which is the center of the curvature. So here the object is placed between infinity and center of the curvature. So now to create an image, let us take the two different rays. One is parallel to the principal axis, that is above ray, and one is passing through the center of the lens, optical center of the lens. So you can see that the first ray, which is parallel to the principal axis, after refraction it is passes through the f2, which is clearly indicated by the direction of the arrows. The second ray, which is incident on the optical center O of the lens, which is passes straightway without any reflection, it is also shown by the arrow of the direction. You can see that both rays on the right side meet somewhere between f2 and 2f2. So you can say that image is formed between focal point 2 and the center 2, that is 2f2. Again you can see that the size of the image is diminished, means smaller than object. It is real. And as the image is below principal axis, we can see that the image is inverted. In the below you can see I had indicated the focal length f, the object distance u, and the image distance v. We had already learned about the lens formula, so you can put the values of u, v and f from the given datas, and while putting this data you have to follow the sign convention that we had discussed. Now let us check the third case, where we are putting the object exactly at the center of curvature, that is C1. Object AB is placed at C1. Now again, as in the previous case we had studied, take the two different ray, one is parallel to principal axis and another is passing through the optical center. Again follow the rules that we had discussed. The rays which is parallel to principal axis is passed through the focal point 2, and another which is passing through the optical center, which passes through the lenses without having any refraction, and both these are meet somewhere exactly at C2, that is 2f2. Now from this figure you can check that the distance from optical center to C1 and optical center to C2 are same, so it indicates that the object distance and image distance are same. Again from this figure you can see that the size of the image is same as the size of the object. The image is real and it is inverted. When the image is found below principal axis, it is called real image, and the image is called as a inverted image. Now check for the next figure, that is fourth position. What you had observed in this sequence case, we are putting the object and we are sliding the object near to the lenses. Now we put the object somewhere between focal point f1 and 2f1. Again, as the previous cases we had studied, take two rays, one is parallel to principal axis and another is passing through the center. You can easily understand that the ray which is passing parallel to the principal axis is passes through focal point 2, and another which is passing through the optical center is passes without any refraction and meet somewhere on the another side of the lens after 2f2. So we can see that as we bring the object near to the lenses, the image goes away from the lenses. Also you can check that the size of the image is larger than the object. So here you can see that image is enlarged. It is real and inverted. Here A dash B dash is indicate you the image of the object AB. Now we'll take the other case, that is we are placing the object at the focus point f1. Here when we place the object at focal point f1, again take two rays, one is parallel to principal axis and another is through optical center. Now when we take these two rays, you can check that the two refracted rays are exactly parallel to each other, which is not parallel but seems to be parallel. So we can see that the image is created at infinity. which is exactly opposite when the object is placed at the infinity and image is created at f1. See the first figure, that light is coming from the infinity and image is created at f1. Now we are placing the object at f1 and image is created at infinity. The size of the image is highly enlarged, means the image is created at infinity and size is much larger than the size of the object. The image is real and image is inverted. And last case we observe for the convex lens. Here we put the object between focal point f1 and optical center O. Now when we put the object between f1 and O, again take the two rays, one which is parallel to principal axis and another is passing through the optical center O. You can see that both rays after refracting goes away from each other. So we can assume that the two rays after reflecting will never meet each other. So to create the image, what we need to do? We need to produce the ray in the backward direction, so they will meet on the same side of the lens, which is indicated by the image A dash B dash, which is shown by the dotted arrow on the left hand side of the lens, which is, we can say, the same side of the object. So here the object image of the object is enlarged. Now image is not real, but the image is virtual, and you can see that the image is produced above principal axis. So we cannot say that the image is inverted, but we can say that image is erect. So this is how the rays are refracted from the convex lens and create the different types of images. This figures we had studied for the convex lenses are called as a ray diagram. So these are the ray diagrams for the convex lens for the different position of the objects. In the next video we'll see about the image formation in the lenses by the concave lens. Thank you.